Figuring out which tenant applicant is the right one for your rental can feel like magic. The wrong choice can spell disaster with late rent, property damage, or worse, an eviction. But in reality though, it's not magic, it's a science, and in this video we're demystifying the tenant screening process. I'll walk you through how to set clear legal criteria, what red flags to watch out for, and just as importantly, what you can and can't use to judge a tenant so you stay compliant with the US fair housing laws. Before we talk about red flags, let's cover why setting your criteria up front is so important. Firstly, it gives you consistency. You make the same decision every time based on facts, not feelings. That consistency protects you legally because every applicant is treated the same. Secondly, it gives you objectivity. It takes the emotion out of the process, which is where a lot of landlords get into trouble. And third, it makes everything just a whole lot faster. You'll be able to sort through applications quickly because you know exactly what you're looking for. But here's the critical part. If you don't apply the same criteria to everyone, you could unintentionally violate the fair housing laws, and that opens doors to discrimination claims, fines, and legal consequences. That's why it's so important to write down your standards before you start screening, and then stick to them rigidly. So what are the common criteria you can use legally? Credit score is a good starting point. It doesn't tell you the whole story, but it gives you a snapshot of someone's payment history. Now, many landlords look for a score above 600, but the exact number depends on your market. The next is income. A common rule is to look for tenants making 2.5 to 3 times the monthly rent. So if rent is $1,500, you'd want them to earning at least $4,500 a month. Then employment verification. Ask for recent pay stubs, tax returns, or an employment agreement to make sure the income is real and stable. Now, rental history is another big one. Evictions, broken leases, or repeated late rent payments are all red flags. And when you call previous landlords, ask rent was paid on time, if there are any complaints, and if they would rent to them again. Criminal history can also be considered, but be careful. Only look at convictions that are recent and relevant, like property damage or violent offences. Broad blanket policies can get you into real trouble, and real legal consequences come. And finally, you can set the rules about pets and smoking. Just make sure they're written clearly into your lease agreements and communicated up front. The good news is you don't have to manage all of this manually. With Landlord Studio, you can collect applications online, run full screening reports powered by TransUnion. These include a full credit report with score, criminal background check, eviction history, and even income insights to help you verify affordability. It's fast, secure, and comes at no cost to you. Now, if you're finding this video helpful so far, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button so we can keep making helpful videos like this. Now, even with clear criteria, some bad applicants will still slip through. Here are the red flags you need to watch out for. First, gaps in the employment or unverifiable income. A short gap isn't always an issue, but multiple gaps with no explanation or income that can't be verified should make you dig deeper. Now, prior evictions or poor landlord references. If someone has been evicted for non-payment or lease violations, proceed with caution. Always check more than one past landlord. Incomplete or inconsistent applications. Now, if a job history or addresses don't add up, that's often a sign they're hiding something. Push back on the background or credit checks. A good tenant expects screening. Refusal is a major red flag. Rushing to move in, offering cash up front, that urgency often means they're being evicted elsewhere or hiding issues. Aggressive or disrespectful communication. Now, if they're being rude during the application process, imagine what they're going to be like once they're living in your property. No references or refusal to provide details. And finally, overly complicated stories that just don't line up. If explanations about bad credit, evictions just keep changing, trust your instincts and verify everything. Now, to be clear, not every red flag is an automatic no, but they are signs that you should slow down and ask more questions before making a decision. Being thorough now can save you months of stress and potentially thousands of dollars later. Next, let's talk about what you can and cannot use to judge a tenant. This is where many landlords, even well-meaning ones, get into trouble. Now, under the Fair Housing Act, it is illegal to discriminate against someone based on race or colour, national origin, religion, sex, whether they have kids or a disability is all covered. That means you can't deny someone because they're a single parent or because they have service animals. Now, some states go further. In California, immigration status is protected. In places like California and New York, a tenant's source of income, including housing vouchers or Section 8, is also protected. Violating these rules can lead to fines, lawsuits, or even a loss of rent. So always ask yourself this: is this decision based on a financial or rental qualification, or is this something personal? The key to staying compliant is simple. Apply your criteria equally to every single applicant. Keep written documentation of your standards, track why you're accepted or rejected each application, and never make exemptions based on gut feelings. If you want to make this process a lot easier, use a tool like Landlord Studio. You can list your property for free across the sites like Zillow and Trulia, pre-screen leads, collect applications, and run tenant screening reports all in one place. Now, whether you've got a rental or a whole portfolio tools, this can help you through screening, stay compliant, and avoid the headache and paperwork. Now, if this video helped, give it a like, subscribe for more landlord tips. Click the link in the description to create your free Landlord Studio account and start screening tenants the right way today.